What's up, guys? The boys, 22K13. I'm here to talk about WWE 2K16, 10 superstars who should be on the cover. WWE and 2K Sports have kept their cards pretty close to their respective chests when it has to come to leaking details about their newest marquee title. Even though it is less than 6 months until WWE 2K16 scheduled release, very little about the game has been made known to the general public. Everything we know today can be found here. So little that we had to rely upon the superstars themselves to tell us about the game. Something we sure had pleased both companies, who are sure to be wanting to keep the details a secret. However, they can't keep their lips still forever as the hype around the new game gathers pace. One of the burning questions on all WWE gamers' lips is who will be on the front cover of the game. Earlier games have shown us how arty and creative WWE game cover can be, using computerized images to sell the game to the max. Then starting a working relationship with 2K Sports with WWE 2K14. However, actual real-life photos of the superstars have been used. First, we had The Rock before John Cena was used last year. This means it's pretty safe to assume that another single star will take to the cover of 2K16. Here are the 10 leading contenders. Number 10, Roman Reigns. Bound to be one of the front runners as the machine is behind him all the way. Don't let the perceived demotion from WrestleMania main event to feud with the evergreen Big Show fool you. It is expected that once Roman had dealt with the giant that he will become embroiled in a three-way tussle for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship with Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. Given the way that Seth had dealt with the responsibility of being the leading guy in the company, you would be forgiven for thinking that taking the belt off him would be a mistake. Nevertheless, the odds on Roman capturing the belt within the next year and a half, the potential shelf life for WWE 2K16 would be pretty short, meaning that having him on the cover would be pretty timely. Also, he one good looking son of a gun, isn't he? Number 9, Brock Lesnar. Would it be that much of a surprise to learn that Brock's new 3-year deal with the WWE includes a couple of WWE game covers and all the royalty they bring? Not really. No. Brock is set to become the biggest babyface in the WWE when he returns from his suspension ahead of SummerSlam as he becomes the latest man to battle the authority. And with the perceived need to have a good guy in the cover of the main game in order to sell it, Brock's name had to be pretty close to top of the list. Number 8, the Monday Night War. Conversely, WWE and 2K Sports could give the franchise a completely new look by going with one of the game modes that is sure to be made the main selling point of the title. It hasn't been confirmed what the main showcase mode would be, but the leading contender is some form of the Monday Night War mode. The only realistic contender, only realistic contender in the majority of the WWE Universe mind. If the powers that be did decide to go this way, it would be interesting to see what they could make up. It would surely be a WWF top heavy cover, right? However, whatever they produce is likely to alienate a whole generation of WWE fans who maybe weren't even born when WWE bought WCW way back in 2001. This one will be for the older WWE gamer for sure. Number 7, Damian Mizdow. If WWE and 2K Sports go down the popularity contest route, one of the front runners is sure to be Damian Mizdow. It's needless to say that since Mizdow started playing the part of the Miz stunt double, that he has been an unadulterated success. A surprising one at that. Looking at the state of play today, it is hard to see how Mizdow could continue the magic. Now it looks like his superior has been written off television for some time. What made Mizdow great was the complete and utter farcical nature of what he did during matches and backstage. People love seeing Miz with eggs on his face, and Damien helped provide that. It's really hard to work out how this could work without the Awesome One. Nevertheless, it seems that Damien has become one of those superstars that will always have a cult following, a group of fans that will cheer him no matter what he's doing. This will stand him in a good stead when it comes to picking the next cover star. Number 6, NXT roster. Heck, there may even be an NXT title in its own right released the way things are going for WWE developmental territory. An NXT mode had emerged as the other main contender for the spot in WWE 2K16 in the eyes of the WWE gaming universe. One for all platforms, not just old gen console as was the case with 2K15. While many undoubtedly bought a new console to see what WWE games looking like in the current gen console, it turned out that gamers would have been better off if they kept their old PS3 or Xbox 360s. This is because those gamers that didn't upgrade their console were afforded the privilege of Who Got NXT. That being said, having something similar in size to Who Got NXT on the new game would suffocate. It only involved 5 superstars: Adrian Neville, Bo Dallas, Corey Graves, Rusev, and Sami Zayn, and that wouldn't be enough this year. Number 5, Daniel Bryan. Despite being demoted to the mid-card and persistent rumors about his in-ring future, Daniel Bryan's popularity in the WWE Universe continues to thrive. This was acknowledged and given a nod of approval by WWE as they trusted the former WWE World Heavyweight Champion as the man to put some prestige and meaning back into the bewildered Intercontinental Championship. This was the biggest move in the title's near 36-year history, as it had become nothing more than a prop that needed shoveling. So those of you who think that WWE does everything to bury D-Bry can think again. Quite frankly, they know he is one of the biggest stars they have at their disposal at this moment. So we'll be sure to book him accordingly. Given they weigh the power that we have been perceived to treat Bryant harshly over the last year or so, it wouldn't be a surprise to see that beard on the cover of WWE 2K16 as a peace offering of sorts. Number 4, The Undertaker. Will 2016 be The Undertaker's last year as an active wrestler? Many signs suggest it will. He has been a one match a year guy for a number of years now, and the luck of one more bout in his home state of Texas, in front of 100,000 people at AT&T Stadium at WrestleMania next year, would be the ideal scene for him to bow out. If this is the case, be sure that WWE will be putting out all the stops to give him a fitting standoff after being loyal to the company for over 25 years now. This is despite the fact that it has been recently revealed that he almost joined WCW in 2000, allegedly. Nevertheless, having Taker on the cover would be a popular one as the crowd reaction at Mania 31 proves. The conscience of the WWE is still in the forefront of all the WWE Universe consciousness. Number 3, The Authority. Of course, with Triple H's influence on the product, we see becoming more heavy by the month. We could see The Authority on the cover. It could be worked into a short storyline after all. In recent years, we have become accustomed to the big reveal happening live on Raw or SmackDown with the chosen superstar in the ring with a huge portrait of the cover behind them. It wouldn't be surprised if Mr. or Mrs. Hunter Hearst Helmsley came to the ring and claimed it was their year only for a leading babyface to come down and leave the Ultimate Power couple with eggs on their face. Then again, everyone knows who they are, and they could even have a showcase mode in the new title. Only time will tell with this one. Number 2, Seth Rollins. The current fate of WWE and any other era of wrestling, the champion of the company will be the front runner for a place on the cover of their marquee game. Not this era. However, Rollins is still on the rise in terms of his true place on the card. He's in a funny spot at the minute, something that every main event star has to put up with. Those questions surrounding whether he is actually bona fide main event material. From the early signs of Seth's reign, everything suggests that he could be on top of the WWE for some time. He is that good. However, with his true rise to the top less than a year old, which would lead you to thinking that a place on the cover of 2K16 has come a year too soon for him. He'll get there one day. Number 1, John Cena, the face of last year's game. As long as John Cena is an active member of the WWE roster, he will be the top guy, no matter what placing on the card he is given. It's a fact of life we are going to have to get used to. That if we haven't already after the last 13 years of the C Nation running wild. See you guys on the next one. Peace.